All right, we should be live. Let's get online and see. What up, though? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, we in this thing. Yo, it is super hot out here. I'm sweating already. Damn. I might as well get a towel or something. Let's see if we live on that. Okay, we live. Okay, we live. We live. Yeah, we live. What up, though? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. Peace, gang. Hope y'all been taking care of yourselves. So y'all already see the title of this one. Terrance Howard, Joe Rogan. Yes, sir. Mosquitoes already come. Yes, sir, man. So one thing about when I be doing lives off OBS is like basically supposed to take the replacement of the YouTube live, like the software, but I still like, hold on, what? But I still just wait for this shit. Keep on YouTube though, so that's why I be trying to this shit work. You know we gotta set the, you know we gotta get the save going and thing, right? Yeah. Save in December series coming soon, you hear me? Gonna be clearing the air, baby. Yes, crime chapter, all this shit. Yeah, save in December. It's the studio. It's the studio. Yeah. Right. I got my second level candle going. Mm-hmm. I got my dragon blood. Mm-hmm. I'm highly excited to talk about this too. Uh, really, honestly, uh, yeah, I'm trying to get more privy with watching myself live and hosting a live with the control room privy. You know what I'm saying? And also just finding like the ideal time, trying to find like the ideal fucking backdrop as well. So looking over here and talking, yeah. All right. All right. I'm about ready to get this thing. Get this thing up a bit. I ain't even finna play how the Mac on. This shit hot already. The speaker. Let me see if I can share this joint too. Yeah, I see it right here. Yeah, you know I gotta see it. Boy. Yo, this nigga funny. He said, "Be careful, these hoes out here thick as fuck. They want their mom." A lot of people that want their mom. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with living with your folk. Gotta do what you gotta do, man. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Bada bing, bada boom. We just shared it live. See if we can post it. Yeah. What the shit? I don't care. But one thing about Facebook, yo, I had to turn off my notifications for Facebook because they be having just unnecessary notifications. Like, I don't give a fuck about what nobody is posting about, dude. Period. Like, stop fucking showing me that shit. So, back to the topic at hand. Y'all see it. Terrence Howard. Hold on. Don't tell me I got the title messed up. God damn. Hold on now. I said Terrance versus Howard. Who y'all got? I'm weak. Would be Terrance versus Eric. Who y'all got? So now we are situated less. Let me go ahead and start breaking this shit down. So many of y'all know the Terrence Howard one times two. That shit was taking over the internet by storm. You know, what the fuck do you mean one times one is two? Nigga, you tripping. Now, even Terrence Howard said that shit was allegorical or it was a metaphor, right? Because something is going with the letter two. Like as far as mathematically, it isn't as consistent as some of the other equations, right? So immediately Eric, now this guy Eric, he has a PhD in mathematics. Apparently, was in Harvard at a young age. Nigga is smart. You feel me? I don't know how related he is to Harvey Weinstein and all of that, but I do know he is a Weinstein. So yeah, very known in the community. Joe said one of his favorite folks and shit like that. So yeah, so the nigga's smart. No, he said one of the most brilliant people he knows. So yeah, the nigga's smart, right? So they get to exchanging this information, and immediately Eric is like, all right, well, first of all, I never met you, so I've only watched you on TV a few times. So I really need to understand where you coming from because he's like, ain't no way a nigga this smart and he's coming this left field. Now, this is like self-taught versus formal education. There is a gap there, and with me being an autodidactic, you feel me? That means self-taught. I understand where Terrence is coming from. It's like Eric is continually telling him, "You need to stop teaching. You need to stop teaching," and Terrence is like, "I'm sorry, I can't stop myself from being who I am." Right? So as they're going along, they are, having a nice little back and forth banter. Joe is a great mediator, and Eric is like, "Yo, Joe, this half of this shit is your fault. Cause you just let niggas come on here and just talk their shit all willy nilly. Like, nigga, relax. You need to be more um, headstrong and setting boundaries." Basically, what Eric is saying. And Joe was like, "Well, if it's interesting to me, then I'm gonna let him get his shit off because who the fuck are you to tell me when and where to stop someone mid-sentence when it's interesting to me, right?" And I'm just like, okay, so even after Terrence says that the one times two is a metaphor, they both can agree, okay, yeah, there is something mathematically wrong with the number two, right? There are some inconsistencies. And Terrence's whole thing is, well, if if we both know that there are inconsistencies, then why the fuck ain't nobody doing shit about it? And I feel him on that because it's like, what the fuck, shit can be different. And now Eric's whole thing is, you're coming from far left field, teaching people in a space where it's quote unquote unknown. So basically, he's not liking the fact that he's teaching people new information without necessarily having any merit or prestige behind it. And then that's where Terrance refutes and says, I do got the merit and prestige because I got patents on this shit. And Eric's rebuttal is, well, there can't be no patent in science. And Eric's like, yeah, these shit's patent because y'all niggas scared to touch it. And I was like, dang. And it was so funny, Eric was like, yeah, what did he say? Oh, yeah, let's see. This saves him. Oh, man. He said something along of the lines of, yeah, I've never met anybody who thinks the way you do. And Terrence was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was just so funny. Like, yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck that you ain't met nobody who got this type of intellect. And with me just really going along on my journey of self discovery, it's like I'm realizing that I'm an autodidactic. Like, that's the whole thing. That's the whole stick. That's what tapping in is. Like, knowing yourself, learning yourself. That's what meditation is. Meditation means, excuse me, peace, baby. Meditation means becoming familiar with self. So if you are self-taught, that means you're meditating. That means you're tapping in. That means you're teaching yourself. That means you're going into different realms and different planes of existence. This nigga Terrence said, yo, you wanna know who taught me? Nigga, the angels taught me, nigga. That's who taught me. Eric was like, this nigga again. Every time Terrence was, getting ready to have a good point, Eric was really being a hypocrite because he says, like, he's telling us that there's no love in this community. And then he's also here to say that he's, here because he thinks Terrence is brilliant, basically saying that he's left, he uses the left side of his brain and he wants to hear more about it. But on the same token, he don't want him to say anything that's going to potentially shake up his foundation of everything that he's learned about. And that's a little selfish, that's typical. Like that's like that bitch shit. Kind of hate cooking it too. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole interview, you can literally hear this nigga's mannerisms, huffing and puffing, huffing and puffing. My god damn, people allowed to relax. Nigga ain't got his point off. Every time Terrence starts to make a good point, this nigga always interjects every time. And and also, so during this interview, well, during this podcast, they had brought up Jamie Foxx, and Eric and Terrence was stated how Jamie Foxx is one of the most brilliant people they know, right? And that just brings me to a whole thought of that's probably why they cloned that nigga, man. Well, I don't know for sure, but that's a little theory going on who cloned Tyrone. Because remember, right before he made that movie, Jamie Foxx ain't Tyrone, but he was in the movie who cloned Tyrone. Right before they made that movie, Jamie Foxx was really sick, having a lot of quote unquote health issues. They was kind of saying that the movie was going to be in question. And come to find out, this nigga Terrence called this nigga an organizational genius. And Eric has also said that this nigga is fucking outstandingly brilliant. And I'm just like, damn, so this nigga this smart, he obviously must be tapped in, flower life, Clifford's algebra. And apparently Clifford's algebra, I'm gonna do some more research on that. That's something that's apparently not everybody really be touching for some reason. They must be a little scared because that particular math must be more so attuned to the language of the gods. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff in this realm, almost everything in this realm, is to keep you from being an autodidactic or from tapping in, like everything. Religion, school, job system, the, 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 the law system, the legislative system, uh, literally capitalism, all the way up to the Greco-Romanism system, to the Greco-Romans. Like, this shit goes fucking all the way to the top. And so when you get somebody that's left field like Terrance, how a lot of I'm gonna keep it a being how a lot of black people be. A lot of black people, you know, that be having that certain intellect be the ones that, you know what I mean, be stepping up. Because it's like we innately understand that this shit ain't fucking right. And not only were we slaves for 400 years plus, that alone, like that that alone, if y'all ever seen any movie, there's always some, you know, like a wild, you know, like we're gonna use Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor Ragnarok, or we can even use Big Mom on One Piece, right? For those who know, Big Charlotte Linlin has a very extensive collection of like foreign animals and shit like that. She like to keep shit because she has like the soul food, so she can mess with people's souls. But nonetheless, the the rare specimen that she has, they are oddly strong. And so, like normally when a human keeps a beast or something like that, it has a potentiality that we don't have. You know, people will keep something locked up, but that thing that's locked up can fuck you up, right? And so I be feeling like the people that are self-taught be the people that the slave masters be trying to keep in chains because they know that their potentiality is crazy. Like it's like Goku, like the Saiyans and Frieza, right? Frieza was the slave master and the Saiyans were the slaves. Frieza purposely wanted to enslave the Saiyans because he knew the ceiling where these niggas can go. So go back to Terrance and Eric. Eric is giving Frieza vibes, and Terrance is giving Saiyan vibes. You know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, being able to compartmentalize, use syncretism, uh, use an advanced form of common sense to educate yourself in a speed in a way that rival and or surpass these scholars. That's pretty fucking impressive because it takes a certain gumption, a certain self confidence, a certain level of intuition to be able to connect these dots, and not everybody has that. Like not everybody is, doing the work to make sure that their vibratory system, are where they're supposed to be. Your lymphatic system, is fully working. The cardiovascular. A lot of people still eating low vibe foods, ingesting low vibe content. So when it comes to your mind and your gut, there's gonna be a disconnect there, and that disconnect is gonna keep you from elevating high. Like even if you're doing little things passively, like not using aluminum deodorant, not using fluoride toothpaste. You know what I mean? If you're using plastic, using your best judgment to get the BPA free bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like drinking out of glass, metal even. It's like doing shit like that, keeping away from the pork, red meat, you know what I mean, processed foods. Everything is in moderation, but just doing the best to really navigate through this shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it, Eric said something that was super profound, right? Super profound. And I was like, damn. Yeah, let me put this oven. I'm making veggie lasagna tonight. Oh yeah. Oh, I got the time right there. Um, I'm picking what we putting down, baby. Oh yeah. So Eric has said this. He said, what's so brilliant about what you're talking about is it's part bullshit and part real contribution, and we don't have a system to pull it apart. And I was like, dang, that's real. Tweak it, tweak it. And I'm like, you can say the same thing about the Bible though. The Bible is the best-selling book of all time, and people don't know whether or not to categorize it as fact or fiction. So I say to you, how the fuck don't New York New York Times know how to categorize the best-selling book in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's the shit that people need to think about. How? Because because they know if they categorize it, then that's gonna shift the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And it's this gray area, this unbeknownst, this unknown. You know what I mean? That's where they like to keep shit open so that they can still say, nah, it's this way. And so that's the whole, and that's where Terrance is coming from. He's coming from that meeting. You know what I mean? Basically, that's the door being open. All right, y'all gonna leave the door open? Fuck, I'm stepping in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get him on that. And the ones of us that are tapping in, that's raising our vibration, that's why it's so important to that self love, that self care, and that self anointing. You know what I mean? Like people with that self confidence, that's different, different. Like, we the ones that gotta really continue to push the envelope. You know what I mean? Like repetition is the father of learning, creating those new pathways in the brain, those new synapses. Just expanding on what you already know. Feel me? Like on this OBS, I'm over here and realizing I got just learning new shit, expanding on what I know with what I do know. Supposed to have a package test down today. This shit fucking blowing me, man. Supposed to. I ain't even gonna get into that though. I ain't even gonna get into that, man. That, but back to the matter at hand. Self-taught versus formal education. Anyone of y'all been to college? I've been to college. You know what I mean? I did a year and some change going as a psych major. Always been fascinated with the mind. had to forcibly, drop out. Life hit me hard, I had lost my place, and I really have a bad stain on that, so I just had to resign from all classes. And after that, I was like, yeah, uh-oh, Bluetooth went dead. So after that, I was like, yeah, the system, you don't necessarily need the system depending on how you kind of get your message out, you know what I'm saying? And that was when my entrepreneurial mind opening endeavors started. And it's been along with that and relationships, giving me that pain, needed to dig in deeper and move forward, needed to really elevate it. Kind of like even Terrance Howard, if y'all been keeping tabs on him, he'll say, he was in Marvel's. He was War Machine, and then until they got Don Tito, he was like, yeah, when they basically played me, nigga was really hurt by that, and that allowed him to tap in and to go to places and new heights to reach a new zenith that he didn't know was possible because he would have been focused on being War Machine. You know what I mean? So when adversity gets tough, tap the fuck in, man. Peace.